Yes, 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 that one right there, Cali Uchas. How are you doing, Dani? Right?
Yeah, I'm alright. How's it going?
You good? You sounding Chris?
Yeah, it's all good, all blessed.
Yeah, you can hear me alright over there?
Yeah, can hear you perfect, crystal.
That's good, man, that's good, brilliant. Shout out to the B-Wing crew. West London Massive, Wandsworth, big up, man. You want to hear some C-Biz, Money March, or a bit of designer. Hopefully I can get one of them tracks on for you a bit later. But right now, to the business at hand, I'm joined by my special guest in the building, Mr. Savvy Wright. How are you doing, sir? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm all good, man.
Brilliant stuff, man. Thanks for coming in, man.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah. So let's get down to it, man. Like, I just wanted to know, you're a boxing critic. You've been very experienced in boxing. Phone line number, by the way, is 07951497878. If you want to text in, tweet us, let us know you're listening. And if you box out there, maybe want some tips, hit us up, man. Tell us a bit about your background, growing up, man. I know you've done some boxing in your early days.
Yeah, well, obviously come from South East London. Growing up, back in the day, there was a lot of gang violence and stuff, so you either needed to be able to fight or do something to defend yourself. People used to like to try and test you, try and rob your phones, especially if you remember back when people used to have, Nokia 5110s, etc. But also growing up, my family, they liked watching boxing on TV a lot. I remember when I was a toddler, they used to watch people like Nigel Benn, Chris Eubanks on the TV. I used to see them getting really animated, and I used to think, oh, they're getting really animated. I'd like everyone to jump up and down for me like this. And then got a bit older, to primary school, and then a guy named Prince Nassim Hamid come out.
Wow,
and I liked the way he was flamboyant, doing flips, and I just liked his style and his charisma and confidence. And that's probably where I picked up some of it from. People who know me know I'm a very confident guy, so that's when I decided I want to do this myself. I told my mum I want to do it because of the tragic stuff that happened to Joe McClellan versus Nigel Benn and Michael Watson. My mum weren't too keen on it, so I got into a few fights, and the teacher told her that it's probably best they do send me there to let out some energy and steam and stuff that I seemed to be pretty good, so she let me go. And that's when I joined the Lynn AC in Camberwell Green, first boxing club and that, and I was pretty handy. I remember the first part, I did get beaten up by a guy who was more experienced. That's what happens, you don't get in there and think you can just throw these street haymakers. These guys are trained, they know what they're doing. So but it was a good lesson.
Okay, man, that's a brilliant introduction. I want to know, what is the main question, and I'll bring you in, because the Olympic Games is around the corner, starting Saturday, I do believe. And in this show, later on in the month, I'm going to be bringing in a professional boxer called Hollywood Josh, for an interview. Just linking music and boxing and celebrating, Olympics and music. What do you think the link is between music and boxing? Because when people are training, they're very motivated by the music to actually get them to that next level. Tell us about the importance of boxing and music combined.
Well, it helps you gain rhythm, especially things like the floor to ceiling ball skipping. You need to be able to get a rhythm. Not everyone has natural rhythm. So even with dancing, there's not a lot of dancers ain't natural dancers. They're choreographed dancers, so that you learn to do it to a beat. So get your coordination, your left foot, your right hand, and etc. etc. And also it gets you pumped, depending the sort of personality you are. If you're a slugger, you need that aggressive music before maybe a fight or while you're training. Some people are chilled, and they might listen to some old school reggae and lovers rock. So it's all to do with mood as well, to get you pumped. So on your personality as well. There's a lot of, that's why with a lot of boxing films like Rocky and Creed, music is heavily influenced into the soundtracks. Because that has a lot to coincide with boxing and help the boxer. Getting ready and also preparing for a fight and training to motivate themselves. Especially if you're doing long runs, 5 in the morning, you need the iPod full to keep your mind off of the fact, this is, my legs are hurting, I'm going up a hill and I'm shattered. You know what I mean? Wow.
Tell us a bit about, in the Olympics you've got Joshua Buatsi, I do believe.
Joshua Buatsi.
Yeah, he's a heavyweight contender, one of the 12 picked for the Olympic Games. tell us, you know, a bit about him. Is he the major prospect, you know, for us, you know, hopefully to do what Anthony Joshua did, you know, going into the Olympic Games and doing really well? And how do you know, what do you know about him? Give us a bit of info on him.
Yeah, he's a very good talent. If you're talking about replicating what Anthony Joshua did, it would be a guy from Earlsfield called Joe Joyce.
Okay. Cool.
Big Joe Joyce. He's a super heavyweight like Anthony Joshua. But Joshua Boazzi, he's a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's 81 kilos, and he's from South Northern Victory. He trains out of, and he's a very good boxer. He boxed my younger cousin, in fact. He's a qualified Olympian. So he's a very good prospect. So he'd be one to look out for. There's also a guy called Muhammad Ali, the Asian boxer.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, he might be the next one. So rest in peace to the great himself.
Yes, of course.
And there's a guy from Liverpool who I've rated for many years called Anthony Fowler, and he's actually related to, you know, Robbie. Yeah. So he's one to watch out for in the middleweights, and when he turns professional, watch out for him also.
Brilliant. So you see, like, you know, when like, look, what I'm realizing, a lot of boxers are now coming out to, you know, big tunes, you know, by artists, you know, performing, you know, at their events, even making the relationship more personal between musician and boxer. Yeah. Why do you think like these two professions like keep crossing over and meeting worlds, like Stormzy and Anthony Joshua and you know, Joshua's coming out to gigs and stuff like that? Yeah. You know, why do you think this is, man?
Do you know what? I think it's
because you know what? Sorry to cut you. You seem like boxing's very physical, music's, you know, more wordy. So like, why do you think these worlds are linking?
Well, if you go back to garage days, you know, I think a good term, especially, do you remember a term everyone used to say is I'm a lyrical G. And in boxing, you've got to be sort of like a physical G. So a lot of people, they grew up together in the same neighbourhoods. Like Joshua, he was from the streets. He's been in trouble with a lot of people like Mike Tyson. They grew up in the streets, so they come from the same sort of struggle, musicians and boxers. So they would have hung around together, so they can relate to each other. So if you're a boxer and you're fighting for survival and, you know, trying to get out of a bad area, and the artists are trying to do the same with their music career, you can relate to each other. You have that same struggle. So if Anthony Joshua's listening to gigs or CBiz or someone, you know, they got that mental relation where you know, they're on that same journey, but just obviously going down different paths and using it in a different way. So that's where they can relate to each other rather than a guy from the suburbs. So that's where, and obviously a lot of the music caters, I think, to boxing with the rhythm, the energy, you know, the pain. You know what I mean?
I feel you. That's all right. You know what? Tell us about, you know, you mentioned your cousin. I do believe your cousin is you know, he's turned professional boxer. Created the Spider Richards. He's had 5. Just for listeners don't know, I'm gonna do a quick brief on him. He's going into his 5th professional fight at the O2 Arena. And he's going to be on the bill with the one and only, the big middleweight, Triple G, against Kell Brook, which is happening, what day is that, bro?
September the 10th.
September the 10th at the O2 Arena, so make sure you get your tickets down to that. And that's Dani Wright's cousin right there. So, you know, tell us a bit about his link between, you know, music and what's he into, what music and, you know, and boxing, man. Just a quick one on that.
Yeah, he's into hip-hop, UK hip-hop, US hip hop, R&B, because his dad loved music, and he used to play us a lot of music back in the day, a lot of Biggie, a lot of Tupac, with a lot of 90s stuff. And he used to, like, you know, sing along, round the words and stuff like that. And you got to make sure you get down to the O2 and check my cousin out. He's a long-rangey fighter with power, like a Thomas Hearns for those who are boxing connoisseurs. So, you know.
Alright, great stuff, man. So, you know, you also, as well as, you know, being a boxing critic and having your opinion on the sport, like, just give us a quick brief on, you know, your business you have, Right Hand Man Security. Just a quick one on that.
Security company, Right Hand Man. I provide security for a lot of bars and clubs around London, mainly South and East London. Also, I do a bit of bodyguarding for artists and celebrity figures, things like that.
Like what artists? Just a quick run through. Worldwide, because it's a worldwide show. So what's the names,
like
man?
Taylor Gang, Jeremiah, DJs like Westwood, some of the Afrobeats artists like Wizkid.
Nigeria, brilliant.
What's his name? This been quite a few, you know, quite a few.
Okay, great stuff, man. So if people want to get
French
involved,
Montana,
French Montana,
yeah, Beanie Man, Jar Cure,
yeah,
Krypton Conan, yeah, just to name a few, really.
Sick, man. So just let the listeners know, what you have an email they can contact. They got SIA, maybe you want to do.
Contact me on Daniel.Wright 007 at gmail.com. With all inquiries, if you need bookings or you need to make sure you feel protected and safe.
Brilliant, thank you, my boxing critic, for coming in. And one last question before I go. I need to know, like, this is a worldwide show, so we're playing worldwide urban music. I want you to give me, 3 artists from around the globe, any country. I want 3 different countries right now, putting you on the spot, that you think is big out there.
That is big out there. From different countries.
3,
okay.
Real quick.
Alright. From the UK, I'll say C-Biz.
Yeah.
From America, I like Bryson Tiller.
Yeah.
And Travis Scott as well. But also and then I'll go with Jamaica, because we're going to win the Olympics. Running. Popcorn,
okay, big up Popcorn. He does.
Yeah.
No, madness at the Sound Clash.
Yeah, and he'll be motivating Bolt. Believe me, I believe he must be on his iPod list.
Okay, brilliant. And I do believe you picked a track for us that you're going to leave us with, a global track that you feel is a soundtrack to you when you was, training and linking your boxing and music when you was in the ring. So what track is that you picked and why?
Yeah, it's Puff Daddy, P Diddy, Puffy. You Can Hate Me Now.
One, it's Dan Blake, Mr. Worldwide Urban Music, every Tuesday 10 to 12 on Pulse 88.0 FM, or hit us up on www.pulse88.co.uk, and you can catch us also on the TuneApp situation. I'm going to be giving you the best in worldwide interviews from artists all across the globe, and also I'm going to be giving you emerging talent, so undiscovered artists also. Make sure you tune in to me, man. Interviews and live phone-ins, it's going off. Plus prize giveaways every single week. Let me know what's going on, people. Love, Dan Blake. Hit us up on the Twitter, Dan Blake Voice. If you want to follow me, tune in, man. Peace.